All right. Hi, guys. My name is Christina. I am Off Grid Dreamer. I am new to this YouTube stuff and I am winging it, okay? Straight winging it. I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know who I am and what I'm doing on here. So, I am working towards my off grid dream slowly but surely, and in hopes that it will move a lot sooner, but it's not, but it's okay. I moved down here from the Phoenix Central area. I've been living in Arizona for about 5 years now, almost 6. And it took me a couple of years before I realized that I didn't want to keep working like this. I was like, this is hard. I'm fucking tired and I don't want to fucking work so hard. Even though after my daughter was born, I did spend a large majority working 50 plus hours as a general manager, and after a while I got blown the fuck out. I was not spending a lot of time with my daughter. I was regretting having to be at work all the time, and it became very overwhelming. But in the midst of all that, I stayed true to my dream and what I'm getting towards. So about a year and a half ago, I did put down on some property, and down here in Arizona, they have owner financing, which a lot of people out here in Arizona who have off-grid property are in owner financing. If you don't know what owner financing is, it's basically like a payment plan on your property. But it's not deal with the banks because we're dealing with raw land. People are not like, oh yeah, let me hurry up and charge a whole bunch of money for shit in the middle of the nowhere. No. So you can find decent price land out here in Arizona, but you do have to look on the outskirts. Now, in the beginning, it did take me a little while to find out what is the best possible option for me. So, I did want to look in northern Arizona. I had an ex up there who had a best friend who had property in Show Low. It is very nice weather up there, nice grade of land up there, and more trees than you'll see in the desert. But I end up choosing Cochise County because their rules and regulations were up to where I wanted to be, more free. You can do more, you can build alternatively, and if you search on YouTube, you'll find quite a lot of channels of people who do live off grid and are building with earth bags. They're building with rocks, all types of stuff. And I'm just trying to find me a little tiny home barn that I can build up and live on my off grid property. Now, how did I get here? It took a lot of research and a lot of reading of the Cochise County website, rules and regulations. How will I end up living off grid? How can I live off grid legally and not get in trouble by the police or the county for living off grid? Because in all reality, they don't want you to live off of the grid. They want you to be connected. They want you to work 40 hours a week, and they want you to die miserably with nothing to show for it. And I made that choice that I wasn't going to go down that road. So I have been working on quite a few things. I bought me a camper last year for like $700 off of Facebook Marketplace. And no, it's not nothing super pretty, but guess what? At the end of the day, if you needed somewhere to live, you would have somewhere to live. But I do have a apartment. I do currently pay rent, and I spent the last 6 months working on moving towards closer to my property, which I have done so over the last 6 months. I've saved up money and used the last of my big paychecks from my salary job to get down here. Though I do still work, I'm not in a higher position that I was before. So I'm living comfortably, but I don't want to pay rent. So I will eventually be taking measurements at the end of this year to fully live off grid. Right now, I'm just working on a few things on the property. You guys will see here later on in my videos. If you keep watching, like, share, and subscribe, and follow along. But right now, it's just working and saving up money. And working on my camper. I will be renovating it so that it is livable. Not as so much to live out of it full time, but to have somewhere to shower, to have somewhere to sleep, to have somewhere to store all my stuff. And then towards the end of this year, I will be getting a barn that I'll be turning into a small tiny home on the property. And then I have a couple other projects that I will go over with you guys later on in my videos. I will be drawing up plans and just trying to make stuff shake for this property. In the midst of the last 2 years, I've been buying off-grid supplies, solar lights. Anything solar is always good when you're living off-grid because you can get power from the sun. I've also considered wind turbines here in the future. But right now, we're just focused on the shelter and getting to the property. So I recently found out that my apartments, I guess while I was working on my camper, they're like, hey, oh, by the way, they just changed the policy and now you can't keep your camper on the property. And I was like, so we didn't have a whole conversation about this when we were moving in. But anyways, regardless, I have 2 weeks to move it, and I will be getting that off to the property in the next 2 weeks. But we're taking a trip this weekend, so I will be recording that and letting you guys see how raw it is. I might even try to put in some drone footage if I can fit it in at the end of this video. But that's just a little bit about me. If you guys have any questions more about how I got here, I'll try to go into more full detail in another video. But I just wanted to introduce myself. Hello, I'm Christina, Off Grid Dreamer, and you'll see more from me coming soon. See you in the next one.